Friday Night Fever with Mike Ludlam.
Good evening, everyone. A showdown appears on the high school boys basketball schedule in the makeup department. Third-ranked Munising in the Little 5 poll travels to fourth-ranked Forest Park, and the game lives up to its expectations. Loud and rocking at Forest Park High School first quarter. Trojans the rebound. On the break, Adam Hilberg, Cameron Krajewski for the finish. We're tied at 2. That doesn't stop Munising, though. Alex Hill, the spin, and that one sticks. 4-2 Mustangs about halfway through the first. Austin Carlson with the huge block right there, and that gets the Trojan crowd going. Still in the first, Austin Kelto to Nick Sircone, and he lines up the triple and knocks it down. The Mustangs lead by 5, 7-2. Short time later, here comes Sircone again, up under. That's a good way to avoid a block, and it's 9-4. Mustangs with a fast break. Austin Kelto, but Lee Graff would say, no, I don't think that's going in either. Munising, though, did drown out the crowd noise and went on to win 50-47. Ben Stachwich had 20 for the Mustangs. Meanwhile, in Marquette, Pete Percolosi makes his annual trip north with Menominee to take on the #1 Redmen in the Big 5 poll. On the inside, Veas Grazoulis from Connor Brazo, 12-11 Menominee, but this ignites a run for the Redmen. Brazo skips it over to Jesse Elsenbrook for 3. 14-12 Marquette. Garrett Finkbeiner forced Pete Percolosi to call a timeout, trailing 16-12 was Menominee. That didn't stop the run, though. Brett Beauchamp hit a pair of threes. 22-12 Marquette, capping a 13-2 run. Now the Maroons get going. Michael Melchior, Adam Nolde to Tanner Mathias, and he puts it up and in. After Grazoulis scored, Caleb Kleiman knocks down a 3. The teams combined for 22 three-pointers. Marquette hangs on to win 58-49. Grazoulis had 18 points and 10 rebounds for the Redmen. To Gwinn, where the Model Towners took on the second-ranked team of the Big 5 poll, Iron Mountain. Brock Grenier gets the steal, goes to the basket, lays it up and in. Mountaineers out to a 7-0 lead. Model Towners work it down low for Theo Redline, and Gwynn's on the board. Iron Mountain's lead cut to 9-6. Second quarter now, Tanner Hootery to Carson Wonders, banking home 2 of his 14. Mountaineers up 18-10. Gwinn back the other way. Micah Heath Reed Wiedenhofer gets the bucket and 1. 18-17. Mountaineers still up, but Gwinn says, we're going to keep trying. And, ooh, that's a nice block there by Jake Tolman. And with 13 seconds left in the half, Justin Beauchamp gets the putback. This one goes into overtime, and Iron Mountain gets a 3-point win, 49-46. Michigan Tech hockey welcomes 7th-ranked Bowling Green, who ended the Husky season last year in the quarterfinals. The Huskies earned just 1 point against NMU, so they want to get going. Jamie Phillips, the nice save here on Dan DeSalvo. He had 31 stops on the night. Ben Murphy pokes the puck loose. Ouch. Brandon Hawkins scores 2-0 BG. Then the Huskies get going. Alex Patan puts one home. Freshman Mark Auk scored his first to tie the game at 2. To the third period, Falcons on the power play. Mitchell McLean scores, and it's Brown and Orange 3-2. Patan at the point, and the next thing you know, Brent Baltus just puts the puck in, bounces off of the defender. We're tied at 3. And with the man advantage, here comes Tanner Carroll, pokes it in front. That's 4-3. Tech wins. Carroll talks about the game winner.
Yeah, it was a great play by Blake. You know, he just out-muscled the guy in the wall and just brought it to net and threw a good shot on net, and I luckily got the rebound. That's just a huge confidence booster, you know, to get a couple points in the league. It's big right now. We know they're a great team coming in, so we had to get a few points here to stay in that second place.
Tonight, Patan at the point, hard shot, rebound there.
Huskies earned the victory despite being outshot 34-23. Both teams in action tomorrow, 5:07 p.m., 2 hours earlier than normal. Let's go to Alabama, where NMU is taking on Alabama Huntsville. Frank Misaraka scores for the Chargers coming up here, and that would give them a 2-0 lead. NMU in the third period gets on the board. Gerard Hansen to Shane Sooth, and he puts it home. And despite outshooting the Chargers 33-15, NMU drops this one by the count of 2-1. 2-1, Alabama Huntsville. On the scoreboard, elsewhere in the WCHA, Alex Globkey gets the only goal for Lake Superior State, 1-0 over Bemidji. Gordon DeFile had 44 saves, 24 in the first period. Minnesota State 2, Ferris State 1. Tough night for both Finlandia teams. The women lose to St. Norbert 2-1, and it was Northland over the men 3-1. High school hockey, Marquette down in Traverse City taking on Macomb, Dakota. Pick this up in the second period, 3-0 Marquette. Luke Schwemmen, he shoots and scores on the power play. That makes it 4-0 after 2 periods. Schwemmen will complete his hat trick in the third, right there. And Marquette gets the victory over the Cougars by the count of 5-0. Also down in Traverse City, Escanaba taking on Bay City Central. Here comes Levi Wonder, and I wonder where the puck is. Bang, right in the back of the net. 1-0, 14 seconds into the game. Tied at 2 in the third period. Guess who? Levi Wonder. He gets away from 2 defenders. He cuts around the net. He bounces it in off the goaltender. That's a hat trick. Escanaba, your winner, 4-2 over Bay City Central. Houghton and Westwood, late third quarter. Shayna Caliguri, no. Gabby Hebert, yes, at the buzzer. Houghton still has a 2-point lead, 36-34. Let's fall to the fourth quarter, or catch up with the fourth quarter. Maybe that would be better. Caliguri to Katie Rankinen for 3. All net there. Gremlins still up by 1, 38-37. Moments later, Hebert inbounds to Shelby Kellen. Strong move to the hoop for 2. Patriots in front. Now the Gremlins had trouble scoring early in the fourth quarter. Tana riding into Sloan Zenner, and it's up and stuck in its tracks. Westwood's ball on the alternate possession. We're tied at 39. It stayed that way for a minute or two, and then Michelle Law with the steal. Ahead to Sloan Zenner. She will get the layup. Houghton leads 41-39, and Houghton would end up getting the victory by the count of 47-44. College basketball tonight, a late score coming in. Gogebic Community College defeated Fox Valley Technical College 88-82. 5 players in double figures for the Sampsons, led by Colin Miller, who had 21. Brandon Cooper chipped in with 16, and 3 players had 15 points, including Ironwood's Adam Mackey. In fact, that game went double overtime as I take an extra look at the scoreboard. We will be right back. Busy day in college basketball on the Upper Peninsula tomorrow as GLIAC action returns. Michigan Tech will be hosting Grand Valley State. Now remember that Huskies women's game starts at 12 and the men's game will start at 2 due to the closing of the Portage Lift Bridge, and the hockey game will start, as I mentioned, at 5:07. NMU basketball hosting Ferris at the regular times 1 and 3 o'clock. Packers Sunday on our sister station. Coverage begins at 2 o'clock Eastern with the kickoff just after 3 o'clock Eastern. Also Indianapolis taking on the Patriots. Thanks for joining us. Good night.